Finally, the new Angry Birds movie is close to being released. And that's why the first trailer for the third movie of Red and his friends, and now his kids too, was dropped. And did you notice that this first trailer was packed with little details and hidden secrets? For example, did you know that just by watching the trailer, we can tell that Red's son Glider is a massive fan of a pig player who plays against the Birds team? The proof of this is on the door of the kid's room, since when Red opens it, we can see that it says Pork Chop Fans Only. And there is kind of a poorly drawn picture of that yellow-haired pig who appears at the beginning of the trailer and seems to be playing on Red's opposing team. He really is a huge fan of the guy who plays against his dad's team. In fact, we even managed to figure out that the name of the sport they play among themselves is probably called Eggball, which is definitely a bird-pig version of American football. The proof of this is on the ball we see Red holding when he's dropping his son off at school, which, despite looking like an American football, has an egg shape and also has the name of the sport written on it, Eggball. And that's not all. Red's daughter also seems to be really good friends with the pigs. The proof of this is when we see Red closing the door to the girl's bedroom, we can see several picture frames hanging on the girl's bedroom wall. And we notice that there is a heart with the letters BFF, which stands for Best Friends Forever. And right above it, there is a picture of Red's middle daughter next to a green girl pig, showing that they, despite being a girl bird and a girl pig, are truly best friends. And logically, they could very well have become friends at the summer camp they attended together. The hint for this camp is exactly on the flag taped to the bedroom wall, where we can see that it was called Camp Snort Caw. And if we analyze this name carefully, we can understand that it was a mixed summer camp between birds and pigs, since the name is formed by joining the characteristic noises of the two animals, with snort being the word used for the grunt or snore of a pig, and caw is the onomatopoeia for the squawk of a bird. Furthermore, she has two other great friends, who are also in several of the photos on the wall of the teenage girl bird's bedroom. We don't know their names yet, but one of them is a dark blue-feathered boy bird who wears a hat made of leaves, and the other is a lilac-feathered girl bird who has a slightly longer beak. We can see them in no less than 4 pictures belonging to Red's middle daughter. Oh, we know you must have seen it, but just in case, it's good to let you know that Red's daughter's name is June, just as it's written on her bedroom door. So, had you noticed? Right at the beginning of the trailer, we can notice some pretty cool details in the stadium where the Eggball game between the pigs and the birds is taking place, who in the first movie were still enemies, if you remember correctly. And right off the bat, you can see that at that moment, the pigs are winning by a tight score of 18-15 against the birds. But besides that, if you pause the scene, you'll notice that the stadium is visibly divided, with half of it being predominantly green, which is probably where the pigs' fan base is, and the other half being more colorful, where the bird team's fans must be. But when we see the scene of the crowd celebrating, we can see that the rivalry between birds and pigs really is a thing of the past, since you can see there's a green pig sitting together with the fans of the birds team. And more, in this scene, you can see that the birds are happy and the pig looks pretty frustrated. You can even see this yellow girl bird looking at the pig and laughing at his face. If I had to guess, I'd say that is the moment of the comeback point or touchdown for the birds in that same match. As everyone is well aware, Red's strong suit, or rather his weak spot, is his lack of patience. Hence the name of the game and the movie, right? So this red bird's bad mood is so well known on Bird Island that it even became one of the images used in the island Dr. Bird's patient pain assessment tool, as we can see right there on the office wall, with the highest pain scale being represented exactly by a little picture of Red himself. We can also see a photo of the girl with her older brother, and with Fuzzy the spider, who is the pet of Red and his kids. And that's not all. You can notice that in the Angry Birds world, bugs are considered the cutest beings, as if they were our cats and dogs. The proof of this is exactly inside June's bedroom. In the scene where we see her lying in her nest bed, we notice that on the girl's window is a small plush toy in the shape of a spider, plus a super cute beetle-shaped pillow too. Before we continue, just a quick heads up. If you also enjoy movies, series, and cartoons, click the subscribe button right now, alright? Another really cool thing we managed to notice is that June's bedroom is filled with posters of a very famous singer in the bird world. Could that be Birdonce or Avianca Grande? Not to mention that the detail of June's headboard being filled with bird feathers was also very well thought out by the movie's animators. Don't you agree? In June's bedroom, we can still find some other pretty cool details that most people who watched the trailer quickly didn't even notice. For example, if you stop to take a look, you will realize that the teenage girl bird decorated her bedroom wall with some beach rocks, and even with some seashells that she must have found at the beach with the help of her dad. And the cool detail is that the shell has a triple tip, which matches exactly with the shape of the bird's feet that usually have 3 toes in the front. In other words, even the beach seashells look like they were made to match the birds. Now, the other cool detail we found in the bedroom is on the girl's bed. We can see something that looks like some kind of video game controller created for bird kids and teenagers. And if we zoom in on this controller, we will be able to notice that right in the middle of it, there is nothing less than a small yellow snail painted on a green background. Could this be a limited edition model of a Snail Tendo Wii? Of course, we couldn't forget to talk about the youngest member of the Red family, Olly. Right off the bat, as soon as we see the little baby boy bird fresh out of the egg, we can see that the animators went all out on the details of the little bird's diaper, where it's possible to see shapes of nuts, leaves, and even feathers distributed all over it, which becomes clear in the scene where he simply climbs the kitchen cabinet drawers to be able to reach the cola soda kept up there. As soon as Red sees little Olly knocking down all the knives toward him, we can see the big, red, thick-eyebrowed dad make a shocked face. But that's not even the detail. If you pause exactly at this moment, you will notice that behind Red, stuck to the family's wooden refrigerator door, there is a flyer where it says Early Bird, which perfectly matches the bird world. After all, in the United States, it is extremely common for restaurants, especially diners or establishments focused on an older demographic, to offer an early bird special, which is a menu with much lower discounted prices for customers who arrive to have dinner very early, usually between 4 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. In the scene where little Olly simply fills his diaper in the blink of an eye, and anyone who has kids understands this very well, if we look in the background, on the living room wall, we will be able to see some family pictures where we can specifically see Red and Silver together. If you look closely, you will even be able to see a photo of them eating their wedding cake together. Right after when Red asks his 2 friends Chuck and Bomb for help, we can see that pig technology has really become something common in the birds' daily lives. That's because if you pause on this scene, you will notice that Red's smartphone has the exact symbol of a pig's snout. And of course, the backup team made up of Chuck and Bomb arrives right after, with the big guy simply knocking down the door of Red's house and entering to give Olly's dad some support. And the cool detail is on the package that is on the furniture next to the door, right below the mirror, where we can see that it says Hamazon, which is a clear reference to the Amazon that we all know. Maybe you even noticed the name, but perhaps you didn't realize that this is yet another reference to the pigs and their influence on Bird Island, since Hamazon is the mix of ham plus Amazon. Ham plus Amazon equals Hamazon. Remember we said that in the bird world, bugs are considered cute, and Red's family even has a pet spider, Fuzzy? So another proof of what we talked about earlier can be seen exactly on top of the refrigerator in Red's house, where we can see a cookie jar shaped exactly like a spider. Pretty cute, right? Another really cool decor item that has everything to do with the world of Red and his friends, and is also in the kitchen, and very few people noticed, is a bird-shaped cactus, which vaguely resembles a swan or a goose with open wings, and is sitting on the kitchen sink counter. Very awesome hidden detail. And if you look right underneath, in the cabinet drawers, you will notice that they are taped shut with duct tape. It was probably Red who did that, after Olly almost knocked the super sharp knives onto himself right at the beginning of the trailer. Don't you agree? Even so, at some point in the movie, we will see that little Olly will finally manage to drink his forbidden soda hidden from Chuck and Bomb. And if you look at the bottle from the right angle, you will be able to catch another pun involving the world of birds and their product brands. That's because the name Pluck Cola is written on the label, which has everything to do with birds once again. And the only ones who can be plucked are birds that have feathers. Isn't that true? To wrap it up, I couldn't forget to mention that Olly tries to rip Chuck's eyes out because of the caffeine that was in the soda he drank. I laughed a lot when I paused this scene and saw that. We've reached the end of this video, but if you like having your mind blown, this is the right place. That's why we left 2 really good videos for you to click, watch, and best of all, stay with us.